Hello students, this video is about silent feature of Ginkgoales. So let's first know what are Ginkgoales. Students, Ginkgoales is a order in Gymnosperm containing only one species, that is Ginkgo biloba. The ginkgo tree. Ginkgo biloba, commonly known as ginkgo or ginkgo, also known as maidenhair tree. It is the only living species in the division Ginkgophyta. All other being extinct means they are not present in living condition in earth. It is a member of a very old genus with some fossils dating back to 200 million years. It is native to China, where the tree is widely cultivated and was also cultivated early in human history. Due to the presence of number of primitive character as well as because of its long geological record, ginkgo is called a living fossil. Students, the term living fossil is very important and oftenly asked in BIBA or competitive exams. As name indicate, living fossils means the plants whose fossils are there and same time plant is present in the living condition without any significant change from the historical period. Students, it is monotypic, means with only one taxon within the class Ginkgopsida, which itself is a monotypic. Within the division Ginkgophyta, means in Ginkgophyta you will find only Ginkgopsida and in Ginkgopsida you will find only Ginkgo biloba. The order includes 5 families, of which only Ginkgoaceae remain while others are extinct. Ginkgoales was, however, very abundantly represented in the world by several species of about 16 genera during the Triassic period of Mesozoic age, that is about 200 million years ago. Today, all the genera except Ginkgo biloba are extinct. You can see in images that Ginkgo biloba that looks very different in summers or in autumn season. In autumn, leaves are yellow in color. Students, details of geological history of Ginkgoales indicate that its members started appearing in the earth during Permian period, achieved luxuriance and worldwide distribution during Triassic and Jurassic periods of Mesozoic era. The first ginkgo leaves were found from the Triassic period, but there were many species of ginkgo during the Jurassic and Cretaceous period as well. It was in the early Cenozoic era that Ginkgophyta nearly became extinct. Significantly, during the early Cretaceous and Tertiary period, the only remaining gingophyte was Ginkgo adiantoides, that is a polymorphic species, means it is variable in its morphology. Now represented only in the some parts of the southern and eastern China by only one living member, that is Ginkgo biloba. So students, you can see that ginkgoales are dominant in Mesozoic era, especially in the Triassic and Jurassic periods of the Mesozoic age. Students, you can see in these images fossils of the Ginkgo biloba leaf. In first image, there is fossil of Ginkgo biloba leaf from the Eocene epoch. In second image, fossil ginkgo leaves are from Jurassic period, while in third one, 49 million years old Ginkgo biloba leaf is there. And due to these fossil record, we call Ginkgo biloba as a living fossil. Some other fossils are here. First one is fossil of Ginkgo hutani and second is fossil of Ginkgoitis hutani. Students, according to Raman Ujam in 1976, while he tracing the geological history of Ginkgoales, he reported that a few records of this order are known from late Paleozoic of India. These include Gingophyton, Sigmophyllum, and Rhipidopsis. Seward in 1938 considered ginkgo as one of the wonder of the world and stated that it has persisted with little change until the present through a long succession of ages when the earth was inhabited by the animals and plants. And Arnold in 1947 mentioned that Ginkgo biloba is one of the oldest living plant and may indeed be the oldest living genus of the seed plants, that is gymnosperm. Students, here are some extinct ginkgoales. First one is Ginkgo yamensis. It is an extinct ginkgo species in family Ginkgoaceae, while second one is Ginkgo apodis. It is also extinct and belongs to Ginkgoaceae. Third one is Ginkgo adiantoides. It is extinct ginkgo from family Ginkgoaceae and belongs to late Cretaceous to the Miocene age. Students, you can clearly see that first two ginkgo species, they have similar green folios, and third one is with the different green foliage. And in first image you can see seed are present on the each branch, while second one, that is seeds are lacking in some of the branches, while third one, it is very different in green folios, as well as you can see that each branch bears single ovule or seed. Next is general characteristics of ginkgoales. Students, as you can see in the images, that ginkgoales, which is mainly represented by Ginkgo biloba, the trees are tall, bell branched with short and long shoots. However, some earliest fossil members were without short and long shoots. Wood is pycnoxylic, means wood contain large amount of tracheids and less amount of parenchyma. You can see Ginkgo biloba cross section of the tree trunk, and in this image you can see Ginkgo biloba bark. Leaves are large, leathery and fan-shaped or strap-shaped. They are often deeply divided. As you can see in this image, these are large and fan-shaped. Students, dichotomous venation is usually present in the leaves, and unbranched catkin-like male organs are axillary in position. In this image, you can see axillary male cones which have catkin-like arrangement. Male organs bear microsporangiosperms, and each microsporangiosperm possesses 2 to 12 pendulous microsporangia. Spermatozoids are motile and contain spiral bands of flagella. Ovules are terminal in position on branched or unbranched axis. As you can see in this image, terminal ovules are present at the base of green foliage. They are 2 to 12 in number. Seed are large sized, and each seed contains a fleshy outer layer and a middle stony layer. Students, you can see here enlarged female gametophyte dissected from a seed freshly shed from the tree. It contained a well-developed embryo. So you can see it is large in size. This image contains ovules which are 2 to 10 in number, and they are mature and ready for fertilization. So students, these are the reproductive structure in case of Ginkgo biloba. In these images, you can see that ginkgo tree bear ripe fruit like sarcotesti, that is, they have an outer covering on the seed which make them appear like ripe fruits. Here you can see ginkgo seeds with sarcotesta removed. Students, in this image you can see ginkgo Seeds served with the boiled coconut flesh as a dessert in Thailand. Students, ginkgo seeds are used as a food supplement. Food supplement means when we take food or nutrients in small amount as an addition to harness their rich medicinal or nutritive value. In next image, you can see ginkgo pollen bearing cones. You can see buds appear at the base of green folios and they appear in spring season. Ginkgoaceae represented by one living genus, that is ginkgo, and six extinct genera. And these are Arctobaria, Baria, Aetmophyllum, Ginkgoides, Spinovaria, and Windwardia. Phylogeny of ginkgoales. Ginkgoales are bilobed, fan-shaped leaf with dichotomous open venation. Ovule bear a collar at the base. Microsporangiophore bearing a hump-like outgrowth at its apex. Presence of tent pole at the tip of the female gametophyte and absence of suspensor in its embryo. Suspensor work as a medium to push embryo deep inside the female gametophyte. In spite of these characteristics, ginkgoales resemble in some of the other aspects with chordatails, pteridospermales, filicales, cycadales, and even coniferales. Resemblance with the chordatails. Presence of double leaf traces. Endospermic beak in the mature ovule. And probable motility of the spermatozoid of the member of both ginkgoales and chordatails are some of the resemblance between these two groups. Resemblance with the pteridospermales. Presence of leaf gap in the stem. Dichotomous open venation in the wedge-shaped leaf of ginkgo and pennules of some seed form, that is pteridospermales. A distinct pollen chamber, a massive fleshy layer in ovules, and collar at the base of ovule in ginkgo and cupule in ovules of some pteridospermales are some of the characteristics showing resemblance between ginkgoales and pteridospermales. Resemblance with filicales. A few points of resemblance with ginkgoales and filicales that is found include similarities between the primary xylem structure, secondary xylem structure, and periderm of ginkgo and some ferns, that is Ophioglossum and Botrychium. Dichotomous open venation in their leaves. Multiflagellated and motile spermatozoids, as well as presence of ventral canal cell in Archegonia in some of their members. Next is resemblance with cycadales. Students, similar feature of the ginkgoales and cycadales are presence of multiflagellated spermatozoids, well-developed nuclear beak and pollen chamber, hustorial nature of pollen tube, presence of large egg, massive female gametophyte and well-developed venter. Both of these show endosporic embryo with two cotyledons, seeds with thick and well-developed integument, and hypoxial type of seed germination. Students, in spite of these above-mentioned similarities, there are several major differences between ginkgoales and cycadales, which put them quite apart from each other. They differ from each other with respect to general structure of their male and female reproductive organs, vascular supply of their ovule, development of male gametophyte, branched ginkgoales and generally unbranched cycadales nature of the stem, simple ginkgoales and compound cycadales nature of their leaves, and presence or absence of succinate venation in their leaves, etc. So students, these are the distinguishing character of cycadales or ginkgoales. Next is their resemblance with the coniferales. Ginkgo has several characteristics in common with many members of coniferales, which make ginkgoales as well-defined coniferophytes. Florin opined that all ginkgoales, coniferales, chordataceae, and taxales belong to the same natural group named as Coniferopsida. All these four orders of Coniferopsida constitute parallel lines of evolution and separated from each other in the Upper Devonian or Carboniferous times according to Florin. Some major characteristics common to both ginkgoales and coniferales are here. General appearance of tree is cone-like. They have extensively branched stem with two types of branches, that is long shoot and dwarf shoot. Leaves are simple with sunken stomata. Cortex and pith are narrow and wood is pycnoxylic. Secondary wood is well developed. Medullary rays are uniserrate. Circular border pits arranged uniserrately along the radial walls of the tracheids. Microsporangia show longitudinal dehiscence and sessile nature of the ovule. So these are the common characteristics of ginkgoales and coniferales. Students, lastly in this image you can see that Ginkgo biloba leaf is a symbol of Tokyo, that is capital of Japan. So that's all about this lecture. I hope you understood this topic. Thank you for listening.